Welcome back to Beat the Odds Sports, your home for smart, sharp football talk. I'm your host, and today we're taking you inside one of the Premier League's final match weeks, Crystal Palace versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, live from Selhurst Park. It's match week 37, and while neither team is in a relegation scrap or title chase, there's still plenty on the line: form, momentum, and in Palace's case, celebration. Let's dig into the form, stats, tactics, and everything you need to know before kickoff. Crystal Palace enter this match flying high after an unforgettable weekend. They just lifted their first major trophy in club history, defeating Manchester City 1-0 in the FA Cup final. That historic win earned them a place in next season's Europa League, something unthinkable just a few months ago when they were mid-table and inconsistent. Manager Oliver Glasner has transformed this team. Since taking over mid-season, he's instilled structure, energy, and belief. Palace are unbeaten in their last 6 matches, including wins over West Ham, Newcastle, and Manchester United. But this game isn't just a victory lap. Glasner's been very clear. He doesn't want this to be a one-hit wonder moment. He wants to build. And with players like Jean-Philippe Mateta, Eberechi Eze, and new starlet Matheus França making big strides, the future looks bright. Unfortunately, midfielder Adam Wharton and centre-back Mark Guehi are out injured, so squad depth will be tested. Predicted Palace Apings, 3-4-2-1. Dean Henderson in goal, a back three of Richards, Lacroix, and Lerma. Midfield 4 of Munoz, Hughes, Kamada, and Mitchell. Up front, look for a fluid attacking trio of Michael Olise, Jordan Ayew, and Eddie Nketiah. Now let's talk about the visitors, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Under Vitor Pereira, Wolves had a resurgence in the second half of the season, climbing out of the drop zone and into mid-table. At one point, they had a 6-match winning streak, but lately the wheels have started to wobble. They've lost their last 2 matches, and there's a sense that fatigue and thin squad depth are catching up with them. Still, Wolves have played with purpose. Their pressing game, wing-back aggression, and the creativity of Matheus Cunha have caused problems for plenty of top-half sides. Predicted Wolves in point 3-4-2-1. Jose Sa between the posts, a backline of Doherty, Agbadou, and Toti. In midfield, Semedo and Ait Nouri out wide, with Juan Gomez and Andre in the middle. Expect Munetsi and Kuna in support of striker Strand Larsen. Injury watch, Hwang Hee-chan is doubtful, which means more weight on Kuna to deliver an attack. These two sides have met 33 times, with Palace winning 15, Wolves winning 12, and 6 draws. But more notably, Palace have won 6 of the last 8 meetings, including 4 straight at home. Why? Well, Palace's counter-attacking style tends to catch Wolves out when they push their wingbacks too high. And Selhurst Park has always been a fortress when the crowd gets going. Expect Palace to press early, feed the wings, and create space through movement and cutbacks. Wolves will look to control tempo and hit on the break, especially if they fall behind early. Let's hit you with the numbers. Crystal Palace. Average goals scored per game, 1.28. Goals conceded per game, 1.33. Clean sheet percentage at home, 22% Wolves. Average goals scored, 1.42. Goals conceded, 1.78. Clean sheet percentage away, 17%. These are two sides capable of scoring, but also vulnerable defensively, especially Wolves on the road. So how do we see this one playing out? On one hand, Palace may be riding a high from their FA Cup win, but that can also bring fatigue and distractions. Wolves, meanwhile, are trying to stop a late-season slide. With home field advantage and confidence buzzing, I give Palace the edge, but I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves grab a goal. Prediction: Crystal Palace 2, Wolverhampton 1 goal scorers, Eze and Nketiah for Palace, Cunha for Wolves. This match may not impact the title or relegation battle, but it's important for both clubs. Palace want to prove their FA Cup run wasn't a fluke. Wolves want to head into summer on a high and show their project is still on the right track. That's all for this episode. If you liked today's breakdown, hit that subscribe button, leave a like or a review, and check out our previews and recaps for every Premier League match day. We'll be back soon, including some surprises at the top and bottom of the table. Until then, enjoy the match, and as always, keep your returns strong and your takes stronger.